Okay. All right, see you in 3 minutes.
All right.
One more and one makes you small, and the ones that never beautiful don't anything for last night when she's taking gone. And if you go chasing rats, and you know tell them I was for us when she was just small. Just get on to you. Just
I was just
Dramatic intro.
I was waiting for you to just that awkward moment, like, okay, what's he gonna do?
Yeah, I was like, they're waiting for it. So we are back, everyone. Thanks for stopping in. Someone says it's a creepy song, but classic Grace Slick. I'm not sure I know what that means.
It's a classic song. You gotta get your.
Yeah.
What's creepy? It's a fucking classic. One of my favorite.
Classic.
Good evening, everybody. This is episode number
3 million.
Prepper Trifecta. My name is Prepper Logic.
I'm Eric with rulethewasteland.com.
Rulethewasteland.com. The Lord Humongous, aka Eric.
Mm-hmm.
So we took a bit of a hiatus, and we're restructuring things. Certainly looking at different formats to be able to connect with our audience a little bit more. I would say almost more entertainment-wise and more entertaining, more factual information instead of just doing these rambles back and forth.
Right.
Dude, I think we should just go right into it with your concept. I think it's actually a great idea, which we had a sort of a preliminary, are we going to call it the myth, the prep myth?
Yeah, I was looking up, because we've been going over some ideas about, most of them are related to just structuring a little more, not even professionally, but more structured, having more of a plan of what we're going to do with the guest, how long they're going to be on, having backup guests, stuff like that. So that we're all going to work on that still. But then also wanted to introduce smaller little segments that you guys can get involved in. And one of the ideas I had was to do some kind of like prepper myth busting for minor stuff, nothing that would be a major science project to try and figure out. But there's a lot of stuff out there in preparedness where people just kind of repeat it because that's what they've heard, and never, because there haven't been massive shit to fan scenarios and stuff, not a lot of people have had the opportunity to really test this or know that it's right or wrong. So we're trying to collect some ideas on some of these things that you would consider like a prepper myth that we can, at the very least, in between shows, do some research on, and maybe even do some tests on if it's feasible. If one of the examples that I had, which I'll probably save the results for the next time we do real show, is something that I've heard a lot of places that if you have like a plastic barrel with water in it, that you shouldn't put it on a concrete floor because some sort of chemicals from the water will leach into the chemicals from the concrete, sorry, will leach through the plastic into the water. And it always seemed weird to me. I don't think it's true for a number of reasons, but I want to actually talk to maybe like a chemical engineer or a chemist, I guess would be more appropriate, and see if I can get an actual answer to bust that myth or confirm it once and for all. So different stuff like that, like the little things that we hear here and there that may or may not be true.
Yeah, and we could certainly look at this objectively and move down the rabbit hole, so to speak, in that some of this information can certainly affect your capacity to survive. I mean, bad information can lead to serious injury and or death in a survival situation.
Right, like if that is true, that weird chemicals come up through them, we need to know that. You know what I mean? Not
necessarily that specific example, but relying on different information for, let's see. One of the best ones that I learned from, it wasn't really a myth per se, but one of the best tips I learned, it came from a survivalist out of the UK called Ray Mears.
Yeah.
And I've probably told this story in the past, but it's certainly worth reiterating again because it was so powerful. That up, in northern climates, they found this one man that was passed, he was dead, and died of hypothermia, he froze to death. But here's the thing, he made it to a cabin. He actually got that far. He got to,
and still died.
And we'll just say it had a wood stove. He was alive. He still made it there, and there was a pile of broken matches at his feet because his hands were so cold. He just didn't have the dexterity, but more importantly, all the matches were snapped in half, directly in half. And it's because he didn't know how to just happen to have a knife here.
Yeah.
He didn't know how to hold a match stick. So if this were the head of the match,
yeah, we can hold it like that.
Yeah, that's the correct way to strike it. So it was just that one simple technique that cost him his life.
Yeah, literally could have saved his life.
Yeah, it's so it's terrible. But we said, as survivalists, preppers, or whatever you want to call yourself, we should certainly be looking at scenarios like that and learning from those mistakes. So I think it's a great idea. And how do people get in touch with it? If I got a myth I want to...
Yeah, easiest way is, just email to rulethewasteland@gmail.com and put like prepper myth or prepper trifecta idea, something like that, so I can scan it. I'm not always checking that every day, so don't be alarmed if you don't get an immediate response, or maybe don't get one. But I will always appreciate the ideas, and we should be able to talk about them on the show if it's feasible or not. Like I said, we're not looking for anything crazy, just little quick things that we can either do a test on our own, so it's not super involved, or can seek out true quote unquote experts who may be experts in other fields, not necessarily preparedness. Like in this case, I was talking about a chemist or something like that, and get a real answer.
That's the ticket, and that's often what I tell people too when I introduce certain concepts about, as an example, electromagnetic pulse. I say it's not me. Don't listen to me. Listen to what are the experts saying. We're talking about the former director of the CIA, Woolsey, or any number of different individuals that have a lot more intelligence and scientific background into a certain area. And they're saying this is going to, bad things can happen if we have any influence. So, and that's part of the problem with a lot. I don't want to point other prepper channels. Good, they're out there, they're making money, peddling products, peddling fear mongering. Awesome, do it. Do it. Get inside the mind of these paranoid freaks, the society of preparedness individuals, and sell. I get it, cool. But the unfortunate reality is that anybody can pick up a camera, call themselves a prepper, and film an unboxing of a product and glorify that it's the best survival tool just to make it. And I think for me, hearing your concept, Eric, it's more about just clearing away the bullshit, bringing something to light, and breaking misconceptions or make. Give me a second. Let me rephrase that. Let me do a cut or a take or a pause.
We're live, sir.
I'd rather hear the truth about a product than find myself in a situation where I was depending on somebody's knowledge and their opinion on something and it failed, right when you probably most need it.
Yeah, no, exactly. Yeah, rather have the harsh truth early on. You know what I mean?
I'm on my phone here. Somebody texted me. I'm gonna turn this.
Oh, we lost your video for a second.
Yeah, sorry about that.
No worries, no worries. Yeah, so that's the idea with that.
There we go.
Someone said, is it true that Canadians can buy ivermectin at the pharmacy over the counter?
I don't know. I'm trying. What I have from it is fish antibiotics in stores,
Right.
Which is certainly available. And I haven't. There's probably a lot of, what is it?
It's a anti-malaria drug, and it's also used as an anti-parasitical in animals, sometimes in humans, I think.
I can reach out to my contacts and find out if that is the case here. You know what I do? I do know some health practitioners. I got one girl I got to give a call.
So that's one myth you can bust is, can you buy ivermectin in Canada over the counter?
Yeah, myth number one.
Yeah. And also you had some ideas that we could do of shorter, like more like polls, I guess. We just have a brief scenario that we will, and maybe the guest too sometimes will give like a short answer on, and not take up like half a show, but just given, right?
Yeah, I think, look, I'm churning out this content through Patreon, and it's mostly going to be dark prepper mindset or advanced prepper concepts sort of information, and I'm pretty confident with it, knowing that the material is original, it's out of the box, it's not fear mongering, I'm not pushing products or peddling services or none of that nonsense. So I gotta have fun here. I gotta do this every week or 2 weeks, whatever.
Oh yeah.
And I get it. People do not have time. I get it. They can't watch these hour-long segments me and Eric push out, and they want the quick fix. They want to be entertained. So for fun, purely for fun, I thought once in a while, maybe once when we do this show, we could introduce off-the-wall topics, such as, who would you rather bug out with? Would it be AOC or Smollett, as an example? Which Batman would make the best prepper? Different things like that. So
yeah, little fun type questions. And some of those bring up like good ideas too. Like the actual concept there, like which Batman might be ridiculous, obviously, but then you can still use that to kind of think about what's important, what's not, that sort of thing in a preparedness situation.
Sure. Well, maybe we could actually grab some valid, accurate, information and skill from talking about it, but at the same time, it'd be freaking hilarious. One I've got here, I got a list, is which YouTube prepper girl is the hottest?
Dangerous.
I'd love to hear the audience too, like get their feedback. So I know we've got a few we could name off, but I don't really watch.
Why not which prepper guy is the hottest?
Okay, we'll save it for the ladies. Actually, we should do a poll between us and get the audience to vote on that. Like, between you and me, audience member, would they rather bug out with me or you?
Oh, there you go.
What I think I'm going to do is create a poll system on preppertrifecta.com. So if people are watching live, we can have like.
We can just run over there and do a live poll. Yeah, that'd be cool. Like 5 minutes, the results will be over. So you got a quick.
I'm wondering if they would choose who would win that between you and me.
I don't know. Depends on the. Yeah, good question. But yeah, we can come up with all sorts of weird things like that. And maybe even have live polls for it, which would be fun.
Yeah, that'd be heartbreaking.
Yeah, right. It could destroy our fragile egos.
My ego here. But it'll be like a 5-minute segment is what I was thinking, and just take that 5-minute segment and throw that out to the YouTube and see what happens. So somebody said sunny in Ontario. put my backdrop here. Bunker to the beach. Yeah. Well,
Yeah, your window back there. That's just, yeah, that's a live shot. She's on the beach.
yeah. Yeah. It's a contingency plan. I
You're
thought
in Thailand or something.
Yeah. Actually, Florida specifically. I was like, thought I was going to be there with the woman of my dreams, but I'm sure she's.
That's supposed to be Florida? Too many rocks.
Is there rock? Is there not rocks?
No, not unless they're like jetties that they've been put at. Isn't it?
But anyway, this backdrop's my contingency plan.
Okay.
So, Survival Lily. Yeah, the thing with Survival Lily,
Got the accent.
Yeah, I'm really into the accents. I've got a buddy. He's like one of my best friends. He's got 5 kids with this mental case of a woman. Get him through the ring. Just name the accusation or whatever. This, really great father of, really good guy of a man got, torn apart through the legal system.
Yeah,
this
that's
one,
unfortunate.
they say half of cases that go to court for divorce or other, one of the 2 parties have a mental disorder. For them to go in front of a judge and fight over the TV screen or the
right, something stupid like that. Yeah.
We have to cut the toaster now. So this woman, ironically, I should get a picture of her. She looks just like Survival Lily, but the same.
Really?
Everything. So
that's funny.
Because of that, sorry, Survival Lily. Good luck with your man search.
But you can't do. Yeah, it's tainted because he looks too much like the crazy one.
Style, glasses, and everything. Yeah, Mark Olson, good point. He's mentioning road preparedness, and I thought maybe with respect, maybe we leave her out, or
we're good friends with her. We'll hopefully get her back on the show soon. She just moved to Alaska. If you hadn't seen.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, recently within the last I don't know when she actually moved, but she posted about within the last month or so. So yeah, so they got a little spot up in freaking Alaska. It's pretty wild.
Wow.
Yeah, a little cabin on like 5 acres up there. Pretty cool.
She's up there permanently?
I mean, that's where they're living right now. I don't know if their plans are to do it completely permanently, but yeah, I mean, that is the spot. It's not like they're camping out. Like they bought the spot and got a little cabin.
Good for her. That's
awesome.
Pretty
cool.
182, because they understood her being in a much warmer climate.
Well, they were out in the desert. Yeah, like West Texas, I think, before.
Yeah, so that's a hell of a change to go to.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Would you put her in the rating system?
I'd have to get. No, I probably wouldn't. I mean, I wouldn't put anyone in specifically. I guess we would just take polls. I don't even know how. Like I said, I don't really watch a ton of prepping channels.
Yeah.
So I only would have a handful that I would even be able to come up with anyway. So it'd probably be better to let other people just submit their ideas.
Yeah, Seether. Thanks for joining us, Seether. Where has the third guy been? Well, it's been a while since.
Yeah, if you're talking about JJ.
Probably. I'm assuming that's.
Yeah, he said he just couldn't do it. Scheduling conflicts basically for the time being. Said maybe one day he'll come back. But in the meantime, that's why we're trying to plan on having more guests, really make it a trifecta. Stop lying about that.
Okay. Yeah, well, I'll grab somebody we haven't decided yet. It's going to be either 2 or 3 weeks down the road. We're going to come back and start doing a more regular schedule for you folks. So preppertrifecta.com. There's nothing, you don't have to submit your email or anything, but check that page periodically, and that will give you the countdown for the next prepper.
And any ideas for the myth busting or for guests or anything else, rulewasteland@gmail.com. And I have some memes for you guys today. Nothing too crazy, just a handful. And I don't think I've shown all of these. You guys ready for some memes?
Rock.
All right, let me see here real quick. I think I might have shown this one already, but it's cracking me up. If I've ever done any sort of, let me see if I can share screen. All right, can you see that? If you've ever done any sort of tinkering, home improvement, it says when the bolt goes from righty-tighty to righty-loosey. Oh, look, that's the worst thing ever. And you're like, oh no.
How true.
And then this one I may have done already. It's just waiting in line for your 56 booster shot to stop the 89th variant that comes with the 23rd wave. He's all zombified. And then we have this one is cracking me up too. I've never actually been in this position, but it was just making me laugh. It says me at her birthday dinner after everyone told her not to take me back again. Like all his mad girlfriends or her mad girlfriends. Oh, it's funny. And then we get me after making a recipe I found on the internet. It's just like an obscene amount of dishes for like some stupid little recipe. I don't know why that always seems to be the case, but it's too true. Not that I'm big on making things to begin with. When the grocery stores keep maintaining inventory and there's no looting or civil unrest, the guy's moping around. The ski mask and his AK, nothing to do.
That's funny.
He's sitting on the park bench. This one says, guys only want one thing and it's fucking disgusting. It's a UN soldier on a stake.
That is
and then I think I've shown this one already too. It's the Australia edition of COVID Monopoly. Everything is just go to jail.
right. That's smart. That's pretty good.
This one may be an old one too. This is when you drink White Claws, but she drinks Bush Light. She's got the kid. She's got the holding the kid and changing the tire while this dude stands there and watches. Pretty bad.
It's true.
And wife of man whose parachute failed to open reveals his final words as he hurtled towards the ground. I wish I'd taken the vaccine. And we got U.S. facing a shortage of conspiracy theories as all of them have come true. That's unfortunately true. It's going to be so great when I finally die. Agreement between emo music and Christian music. And this one's funny too. It says, homeschooling, no thanks. Those kids turn out weird. Come on, Timmy, the bus is here. He's like all dressed up in drag and stuff. And then this goes back to the guy with the ski mask. Somehow we ended up here where the tiny sliver of times where the apocalypse and still having to go to work intersect. That's what I'm saying all along. Like we finally get a freaking apocalypse and we still have to go to work and pay taxes. It's the worst. The worst. All right, so that was it. That's all I had for today. Minor collection of memes. Yeah, no laws when you're drinking claws. Exactly. You can make the women do all the work.
The both level one. That was hilarious. Cool.
Yeah, JJ has been posting on YouTube, but he said he's not going to be doing it much longer. I think he's trying to go to, yeah, is it Rumble? It's one of the other video sites. He's pretty fed up with the YouTube as a company, I think. So he's not going to be doing it much longer, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, he's churning out content,
but he has been having some decent amount of content on there.
And what's is Rumble? I know it's BitChute.
I think it's just it's like BitChute or something like that. But there's just not nearly as many people on those yet.
Yeah, I've wondered myself if not to offload onto a different channel. Like I'm pretty confident I've gotten ghosted through YouTube algorithms, but mine.
Yeah, I know mine hits really hard too. It's nothing like it used to be. I think they are like hiding a lot of it. I still have some that seem to do okay and break through, but in general, it's weird. You can go back and you can see, like, you can literally look at the analytics. And, a few years ago, the percentage of my views that would come from videos that had been shared, like shown by YouTube, like recommended, was like 70%. And now it's down to like 10 or 15% or something. So it's the data is right there. They're not showing the videos. You know what I mean? So who knows why, but it's not happening.
Personal ideologies. And that's part of the problem, even with having sort of a conservative mindset too for preppers in general, trying to find information.
Yeah, I think definitely politics and crime think is part of it, but also they just have made a huge push away from smaller channels in general to put all their weight behind all these big kind of more corporate, even though they're not really corporate, just the big kind of approved channels, and ignoring the smaller content creators to begin with in all, not just prepping or politics, but just in everything.
Absolutely everything, but also with that left liberal democratic sort of cloud of ideological bias,
right?
And that's not even any sort of big secret. it's kind of a shame too, because some of these channels, some of the stuff they borderline on conspiracy theories, we'll say, but it doesn't take much. You say the wrong thing,
Yeah.
and something's been flagged. It's
The
weird.
worst thing is the way they don't even give you like warnings or tell you exactly what you did wrong. A lot of times, just bam, it's shut down, and you're like, look, a lot of this stuff, like if I like people could adjust for it if they really would need to, but they don't even bother. They just shut you down.
Yeah, they're very abstract with the legal, not the guidelines.
Right. And also it's so fluid too. Like it's so many things now, like specifically with COVID and everything that's going on. There are things now that are absolutely like the mainstream acceptable thing where we would get our channel demonetized and the videos banned a year and a half ago for saying, you know what I mean? Like you couldn't even use the word COVID and stuff when it first came out. It's absolutely insane. Like you literally would get a channel demonetized. I was having to say that Plutoxin 7 and everything, and call it by other names because just literally mentioning that, I mean, that seems hilarious now, but it's scary, honestly.
Yeah, well, it's like almost a form of mind control, or at least
Right.
thought process control. The way that things are panning out, it seems to be an effective way in that even what they're doing with the vaccine here in Canada on the 22nd, they're not forcing you to get the vaccine. And by the way, I'm impartial as far as being on here with a mask, anti-mask, pro-mask, anti-vaccine, pro-vaccine. I'm just going to be neutral as far as the public opinion is concerned. But what they're doing is saying, okay, if you don't have your vaccine passport on the 22nd, then you can't go to movies, you can't go to restaurants, you can't go to the gym.
It's insane to me.
There's a huge list of different things that you cannot do. So they're not forcing you to get the vaccine, but they're going to inadvertently make your life a living very, very difficult if you don't. So
that's what I told people. They're never gonna come door to door try to stick you. They're just gonna make it incredibly, because they don't care if like 5% of the people decide they can live in the woods, you know what I mean? Like, and eventually those people will have to get it for some reason or just never be able to participate in society again or something, so it's insane.
Jay, can you send me some Russian ammo? What kind of ammo? I'm not too sure. Something about the election pitch on the be willing. Does she have an opinion on the election in Canada? That's a tough one too. I mean, like I don't wish to. I think it's choose your battles. We have an election tomorrow for the prime minister, new prime minister.
Oh, really? I didn't know that. Is Trudeau gonna get kicked out?
A lot of people are questioning the integrity behind his motivations to call an election during a pandemic.
Right. Yeah, you'd mentioned that. I remember when you said he was trying to set it up. I didn't know it was already upon us.
Yeah, which is a little funny to me. I'm pro firearm. I think that's no secret. So I'm probably going to support the party that recognizes my pro firearmness.
Yeah, exactly. How could you not?
Yeah. So
SBQR Cincinnati says, I've been banned on Facebook for an aggregate of 2.5 years. I've had 30-day bans about 40 times. Yeah, it's a badge of honor. Yeah.
And that's a very weird thing. That's another way to sort of.
I mean, I haven't either, but I take I think one time I got banned for something on Facebook, but I save Facebook I save all my shit posting for Twitter. So I relentlessly troll people on Twitter. I've gotten kicked off there a few times, but I don't do anything on Facebook. But just because it's not my venue for trolling people.
Yeah, I certainly don't. I don't either. It's mostly a waste of time to social media in general. So how would you feel about getting some sort of anti-vaxxer and vaxxer guest on here, maybe get their opinions?
Yeah, I'm up for it. Yeah.
Okay, so maybe we'll plan for 2 to 3 weeks from now. What do you think? 2 weeks, 3 weeks?
Yeah, let's just plan for 2 weeks, and if that changes, we'll put it on the website. But that should give us enough time. I'm going to work on that first myth I was talking about the concrete and the storage barrels and whatnot. And then if you guys have any more for future ones, definitely the more time I have to research them and bust them or confirm them, the better. And like I said, just little stuff that you've heard, like I've always heard this. Is that true? That's the sort of stuff we're looking for. And just email me, rulewasteland@gmail.com.
Yeah, it's really, I guess, the claims that people are making.
Right, claims. Yeah, there's all sorts of stuff that, this is random random things like that you always hear that people aren't in a position to really be able to confirm a lot of times. So
Cool. All right. We'll certainly try to have a guest then in 2 weeks' time. So
sounds good, guys. We were going to make it a short one tonight anyway, just to let you guys know we're still live, what the plan is, that we're coming back. But I know Shay has to get on and do some more work as well. But I appreciate seeing that we can still get everyone out here. You guys are still willing to watch. I definitely appreciate the support. I plan on making a lot more just normal videos on my channel in the coming weeks as well too. So I got some cool ideas that I really gonna be able to get outside and actually film some. I got a new tripod and even a new camera to try out. So hopefully I'll be able to up the awesomeness on my channel, not just stare at me in front of the camera right here, sitting in front of the wall the whole time. So that's pretty much it, guys. Plan for 2 weeks. If that changes, we'll throw it up on the website. And look forward to it.
just to reiterate what Eric said, I mean, it would be really helpful. We would love to get into more of a dialogue and break apart some of the myths, some of the different concepts. I'm sure I'll be learning something through the process as well as the audience. So if there are other, and I don't want to come down on other prepper channels, they can certainly remain anonymous. But if there's a claim and a prepper is suggesting that this is what, I believe, and this is what you should do in a survival situation, and you want to call BS on it, I think it would be a great opportunity to have do some expert research, maybe bring an expert on the topic online to clarify it, because that's what the name of the game is. Good information.